And he reaches down and he finds something else yet another time. And we've still got one more title fight coming your way. This one for the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the World. Chris Byrd, who is the title holder, and Andrew Golota, who has been right on the cusp, only to defeat himself. He'll try not to do that tonight. He feels he's on a mission to make some amends, and that's what Andrew Golota has to do today. Had some embarrassing moments, as Wally Matthews indicated earlier, against Riddick Bowe in this very building. Tonight, he feels is his opportunity for redemption.
The Chris Byrd Andrew Golota fight is a fascinating fight. On the one hand, you have the best pure boxer in the heavyweight division in Chris Byrd, and you have the aptly named foul pole in Andrew Golota.
Andrew Golota is the White Tyson. And so what you have is a guy who does everything, fights good, knocks out guys, but then he always disqualifies himself by hitting them low or hitting them in some kind of foul.
They said I'm a dirty fighter, you know, but I take a shower like 2-3 times a day, you know, so not as much dirty as they say so. I'm back in New York. It brings some good and bad memory, you know, but it's gonna be exciting.
The question is, what does Andrew Golota have left?
He's a credible opponent, world champion, you know, so there's no question about it. And I'm here to take away from him.
The man is a tremendous puncher. And if he hurts you, he can finish it.
Chris Byrd pecking. Chris Byrd, that's champion, that's a great, great fighter.
A lot of writers say I'm too small. I can beat, you know, all the smaller guys and beat them handily, but once you get in there with a big guy, he have trouble. And that's all I want to fight. I want to fight all the big guys in the division, and Andrew Golota is one of them.
Chris Byrd's a very slick fighter. He doesn't have a big punch, so he has to do a lot of different things to win the fight.
I got to be on point the whole fight. I got to be focused and concentrate on the Andrew Golota, because one punch from one of the big guys like that, it's over.
Can Byrd frustrate Golota to the point where, frankly, he loses his mind, as he did against Mike Tyson, he did twice against Riddick Bowe? That's the key to the fight.
The worst case scenario is gonna be 12 rounds, but, you know, try to do it faster.
Golota would just be too big for Chris. He could go in and he could overwhelm him.
Literally, you have to kill me in the ring to stop me. I mean, you have to knock me completely out to where I can't get out. I'm gonna fight to the end, and I don't care what Golota does. My thing is being the best heavyweight in the world.
Let's take a look at the numbers in this one, and the numbers, of course, here will really jump out at you, I would have to think.
Oh, yeah, it's very one-sided. In fact, if you just look at this, you'd think Andrew Golota is the next champion. Big edge in height, weight, reach.
Could be big numbers, we'll see. Question might come down to ticker, and who's got the bigger ticker. Here are the rules for this fight. No standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. The fighter can't be saved with the bell at any round. The referee or the doctor can stop the fight. So we come now to our main event. Chris Byrd, the title holder for the IBF version, and this man, Andrew Golota, who has been right there on more than one occasion, hopes this time to make it all happen for him.
And 4-time heavyweight champion of the world from Atlanta, Georgia, the real deal, Evander.
And here comes Golota, boxing's ultimate enigma. He said to us today, Byrd, I asked him, why did you decide to go back into boxing after taking a couple of years off? And he said, because I really felt as I look back in my career, I had left nothing, no legacy, other than a bad legacy. I had left nothing. So he wants to leave something better than that.
And now Chris Byrd, he's got his son, it is his 9-year-old son, coming into the ring with him.
Out of Flint, Michigan originally, now living in Las Vegas. Really talented, really skilled, really confident.
And really a good guy.
Yes, just really has a lot of belief in himself, too. That's why he wants to fight all the big guys. He figures the bigger the better. He jumped in there with both Klitschko's before.
Right now we go to the center of the ring, Michael Buffer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Madison Square Garden, New York City, Don King presents 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the World. Brought to you in association with Madison Square Garden, Fight Night, and King Vision Pay-Per-View, and sponsored by CM Exchange. Sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, Chairman Ron Scott Stevens, Commissioner in attendance at ringside, Ray Locascio, and the International Boxing Federation President, Marion Mohammed, Supervisor at ringside, Lindsey Tucker. The three judges scoring this bout on the 10-point system will be Melvina, Lathan, Tony Paolillo, and Steve Weisfeld. And when the bell rings, working in a world title bout for the 34th time as referee, Randy Neumann. And now, from the Mecca of boxing, Madison Square Garden, New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white, trimmed with black, officially weighing 237.5 pounds. An excellent professional record. In 42 bouts, he has 38 victories, including 31 knockouts, with 4 defeats. From Warsaw, Poland, the challenger, the always dangerous Andrew Golota.
Andrew still has his fans.
Across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue trimmed with light blue, he officially weighs 210.5 pounds. And his outstanding professional record consists of 39 bouts, 37 victories, including 20 knockouts, with only 2 defeats. He is the pride of Flint, Michigan, the heavyweight no one wants to face, the reigning, defending IBF Heavyweight Champion of the World, Chris Byrd.
Okay, gentlemen, both familiar with the rules. We've gone over them thoroughly. I want you to remember 2 things. I want you to obey my commands. Number 2, number 1. Defend yourselves at all times. I'll shake hands and come out of the belt.
Well, he said he likes to fight big guys, and he's got one.
He sure does. And you never know what to expect. I'd hate to be up there fighting a guy like Andrew Golota, really not knowing what to expect at all. You see Chris Byrd has those dreadlocks of his matted down pretty tight. He doesn't want that hair to go flying if he gets hit with a punch so that everybody can see. Now the question is, though, and the task is to keep the rest of his body from going flying when he gets hit by a punch.
And you can see the difference in the size of these two, just watching the two of them square off in the ring. And I'm sure Chris has got to be thinking, I didn't realize this guy was this big.
I thought that Andrew Golota was a sure bet to be the heavyweight champion someday. When I saw him, even when he got disqualified against Riddick Bowe the first time, because in both of those fights he was so dominant and he pummeled Bowe. He gave him such a terrible pasting in the ring that I thought this guy is vastly underrated. But he has, of course, Barry, been his own worst enemy despite his considerable skills and strength.
And he gives you a lot of lip service. He gave you a lot of lip service each time he'd gotten himself in trouble before, much as he did with us today. So the question is, which Andrew Golota will show up?
Well, he's got one last shot to redeem a career. Looks a little tight in there early.
And that's it, Chris Byrd. Excellent boxer, good jab, very quick. can frustrate an opponent, and I'm sure that's what he'll try to do with Golota. Byrd did all the work early in this fight.
Golota also said that in addition to trying to leave some kind of positive legacy behind in his career, he still is embarrassed by the way the Mike Tyson fight ended. What were the odds of Chris Byrd drawing the first warning for a low blow in this fight?
And Golota took a long look at Randy Neumann and said, "Are you going to do anything?" He talked to us about that today, how he, because of his history, he just does not get the best of it.
Time. Don't step on his foot. Don't step on his foot. Let's go.
Golota trying to establish his outside foot to be outside that of Byrd. Byrd can really discombobulate you, though.
With most of those.
Yeah, but I still don't think that's where Byrd wants to be. Especially, he looked a little trapped there, you know. He didn't leave, Golota wasn't leaving him any real escape route there.
Boy, you need a road map to get around him. End of the first round.
I think that's an interesting first round, Barry. And, you know, we all thought that Golota's going to have to figure out Chris Byrd, and I think Chris Byrd, though, has to do some figuring out on his own.
In the corner, Chris Byrd.
Keep stepping my foot. Just keep stepping around. Keep stepping around. Try and drop the right hand. Yeah, Rose, I got to get. He said they want to use my. Been using it in every damn fight.
Well, he's got a flock of birds in his corner, doesn't he?
Another Vaseline. So let's keep yourself moving and keep yourself going. Just stay jab inside.
Throw it low so you don't miss. Just keep that pressure in his face. You hear me?
Neck, my neck.
Let's go. Out.
Mike Tyson on hand for this one as an interested observer. I'm sure very interested observer.
Hey, listen, he might be in the future for either one of these guys.
So round number 2. And again, Byrd starts out in his own corner.
Right.
Chris looks to me not real certain yet what he wants to do.
Byrd was complaining in the corner to his cornerman that Golota kept stepping on his feet. That has not happened here in the second round as yet. Golota opening up a little bit against Byrd. Byrd smothering a lot of those.
The Garden crowd is in a panic here. There's a lot of screaming going on. And Golota has retained his hold on his fans. Many of Polish extraction. Byrd's fans took up a USA chant near the end of the last round. The fight is being fought at a great distance for Golota right here.
Byrd tries to fight off the ropes and does back Golota up. Byrd trying to stay inside the reach of Golota.
There's the first real good jab by Chris.
Following left hand from Golota.
I thought Golota had an excellent first round, but Byrd has done pretty well in the second so far.
Golota dug a left hand inside on Byrd.
One thing Golota has not been able to do yet, Barry, remember he's so much bigger and stronger than Chris, is to get on him and lay on him to make that weight tell. Man, he's got 17 pounds on Byrd. He should try to be using that in close here. Lean on Byrd. That would be There's something to his advantage.
And again, Byrd just confident to lay in there with his back to the ropes.
Byrd now seems to be enjoying the combat.
Oh, he got him turned around. He hit him with a left hand. And Byrd will do that to you.
Yeah, I've seen him do that on a number of occasions. I couldn't believe it when he fought David too. He kept popping up behind him. I expected him to tap him on his shoulder and say, hey, here I am.
There's a left hand, and it's got Golota in trouble. And Golota bouncing back, another left hand from Byrd. Good round for Byrd, and now Golota goes after him after the bell.
Hey, we got a fight here.
And I'm sure punches up. That's with intent on the part of Chris Byrd.
Watch your balance. Yeah, Dave, get the go. Take your time and get him, throw your punches up like this, not around. The right hook when you're in that position.
A lot of action in round two. There, Golota thought he could get Byrd trapped. Now look at that shoulder movement and then the quick punch from Byrd. Oh, it was so quick and so short. Caught Golota completely off guard, and that's when you get a little hurt. But Golota said, enough of that, I'm going to try to answer back. Boy, Byrd is a master with that shoulder. He rolls that shoulder brilliantly. I don't know anybody save James Toney. I think James Toney is probably the best at utilizing that shoulder defensively, but Chris is a master at it himself.
Chris Byrd, a very good tactician in the ring, and he has to be tonight. Sure, Golota's corner told him, take it easy, stay in control.
Now, one thing Golota, when he's at his best, and he showed it in both fights with Riddick Bowe, has is a very good jab. It's a very stiff jab, and nobody ever expected him to be able to out-jab Riddick Bowe when they fought, and he did that consistently. Byrd said he's going to try to take that jab away from Golota by tapping it with the glove. He wants to catch it on the glove, and he feels that he can take that part of the arsenal of Golota away. See how he's taking that glove and putting it out there?
Yeah, he not only puts it out there and taps the glove, he comes with the right hand of his own after that. See, there he taps
there he is. That's all designed to take the jab away from Golota. This is that's the game plan of Chris Byrd right there. You're looking right at it.
Well, you know, we talked earlier about guys who are students of the game. And I think we're really looking at one in Chris Byrd. I mean, he doesn't have the prototypical size, doesn't have the prototypical punch of a heavyweight, and yet he's a champion.
And he's only really been taken apart once. That was by Ike Ibiabuchi, who Byrd made tough on it for a few rounds in that fight, too, with his boxing ability, but finally a big punch caught up to him.
There again, he got Golota turned and smacked him with a left hand. Ducked under two hooks. And he's really playing with Golota here, and I have no doubt trying to get him to lose control.
But Golota still, Barry, is hitting him at times. Even if he doesn't hit him squarely, he's hitting him on the side, he's hitting him in the arms. Golota's a much bigger, stronger, and harder hitter. And in Golota's mind, that could take an effect later on in the fight.
Golota acknowledged, that's a pretty good right hand from Golota. He acknowledged what a slick, there's another right hand, what a slick boxer Byrd is.
I'm enjoying this fight.
Oh, it's great tactical fight so far. Combination from Byrd, and then he avoids the left hand of Golota.
I thought Golota had an advantage in the first couple of minutes of the round, but Byrd has been strong in the last minute. There's a lot of leaning on him here, keeping Byrd up against the ropes.
And Byrd fights off the ropes. Now Golota comes back.
This is good stuff.
That was an excellent round.
Keep him up just a little bit. Right hook, okay? Take a deep breath. Let it out slow. Come on. Let it out slow. Come on. Take a deep breath.
You got to get off first. Remember? You got to get off first. Don't let him get off first. Especially when his back's on the ropes. When he's on the ropes, throw that right hand right here. Remember the double? Look at me.
Real interesting round, that third one. Who won it, folks? There you see Golota with a big shot. Every time Byrd gets hit with a big shot, he hot dogs a little to try to confuse Golota. But there was another good right. I don't know. I thought Andrew had a slight edge in that. I'm going to be interested in seeing how the scoring goes on this one.
Incidentally, speaking of that, before we get too far away from that Ruiz-Oquendo fight, which wound up in an 11th round knockout or stoppage by John Ruiz. Ruiz was ahead on 2 of the 3 judges' cards by 3 points. And the third judge, by 2 points, I beg your pardon, and the third judge had it even.
Right, they had in 96-94, 96-94, 95 also. It was close as we surmised.
This is round 4.
You know, one of the things that you're seeing here is Golota's skill. He has much more skill than people think. He's starting to figure out a little bit more of Byrd's left-handed stance. He was stomping on his feet there early, in part because he just is not used to having that right leg out in front and have to deal with it. But Byrd just likes it on the ropes much more than you would think of a boxer. But he's having trouble on the ropes. He's getting hit on the body a few times in those right. He can make all the faces he wants and shake his head like he just did, but he's usually doing it after he gets a fist in the face, which is really not what he's looking for.
Now, Golota, I think, is doing a pretty good job here.
And he just stepped on his foot full again. That whole time Byrd was trying to pull it out and trying to get away.
There he is again on his foot.
That's what you get for being left-handed.
Golota, I don't believe, I'll knock on wood here, has thrown anything close to a low blow yet.
Double left hand from Byrd.
Chris always thinking in there, always making it tough on an opponent, giving him a different angle. And this time answering as he comes off the ropes. Look at the strength of Golota, though, pulling him right back into the ropes.
It's an interesting tactic that Byrd is using. And it does make you wonder why Golota wouldn't step back a half a step.
I don't know if this is what I would want to do if I was Chris Byrd.
Byrd did the same thing against Ike Ibuchi, and that's how he got himself knocked out. He laid on the ropes and Ibuchi trapped him.
You got a guy, big guy, 237 against the guy who's 222 here. And Golota trying to make that strength tell on the ropes. It doesn't mean his punches are landing clear, but it can have an enervating effect on an opponent.
Chris Byrd says he's replayed that loss to Ike Ibuchi many, many times in his head, and he will not let that happen again, but so far he is starting to make a couple of the same mistakes. He took a left hand from Golota, a pretty good one. Good round for Golota.
I thought so too, Barry, and we've got an interesting fight evolving.
It's gonna be a rough fight, you can see it.
You got to do it now. You got to do it. You understand?
Yep, I gotta do it.
You got to do it.
You whop his nose now. Your hands free, baby. Where's the water bottle? Yeah, it's coming. Are you wide open for it?
Just look at me. You touch him here up the middle now. And then the right hook, okay? You touch him here, up the middle. When you're in close, go like this. Next to him, go like this. Lift it up. Lift it up, okay? Keep him up just a little bit when you're inside. You hear me? That's all. You're doing good. Let that up first.
Although Golota may have had a slight edge in the round, Chris Byrd certainly had his moments too. Look at him double up on that, and that second shot landed cleanly and drove Golota back. Now the foot action, there it is. Look at how Golota steps on that foot. That actually does look as though it's part of the strategy coming in.
This is round 5. Golota more than just hanging in there.
Andrew Golota is in excellent cosmetic shape. I mean, he looks good, but he, remember, has only had 2 fights in the last 3 years, although they were both last year.
And he did tell us this morning that he would have preferred to have another couple of fights prior to fighting for the heavyweight championship, but he said, hey, it's there, you got to take it.
Got to take that opportunity, Barry, and certainly being in the position that he was in. And the question is can he maintain his strength then later on in the fight? He certainly looks strong now.
There's Byrd again against the ropes. Byrd holding Golota.
Randy Neumann has had very little to say. Or do. I'm talking about the referee. That doesn't bode well for Byrd if Golota starts blasting him with jabs. Chris, though, you know, you always have the feeling that Byrd is going to figure out a way.
Well, he is, as you said, a great tactician, a real student of the game, but he hadn't figured it out yet.
Break, you're tired, break, step back. 1 step back.
Byrd again, back to the ropes in his own corner.
Chris is willing to do this. He's willing to fight it inside. He's willing to lay on the ropes.
Took a pretty good left hand right there from Golota. Good right hand. Byrd trying to fight up the ropes, getting the worst of it.
Byrd can be like a surgeon, though. He really can pinpoint shots. See how those eyes get open? He really looks for what's open, and he just needs the slightest opening to be able to let those laser-like blows of his land.
Yourself if maybe there is a little bit of the old rope-a-dope going on here, knowing that Golota has not had a lot of fights in the last couple of years. Byrd's strategy could be just take the fight out of him, let him punch himself.
Possible, but he may be letting rounds slip away too.
Right, I think
That's it.
Better round for Byrd though there than the previous one was.
But wasn't good enough to win it.
I feel pretty good.
Don't let him rob you of the round now.
Yeah.
Let him rob you of the round.
He's coming, man. He's coming. Okay, now we got to pick it up a little bit. You got to beat him to the punch, get your stuff, and let him follow. Yeah, get your stuff. You got to hit with that body shot.
I'm trying.
You get it, man. You just take the time. Maybe that's how you feel.
All right, you take a look at Byrd, who I believe is allowing. I don't think he's necessarily being bulled to the ropes, and that's why, right there, because he feels he can land those little shots inside. I don't know if this will be the wise strategy in the end, Barry, but I don't think necessarily that Golota is always bullying Chris to the ropes. I think Chris is allowing himself to be taken to the ropes in many of these situations.
Oh yeah, I think he's going there very much of his own will. There he is again, goes back to the ropes.
Golota can be awkward too. And that was a little strange the way he squared up there and was shoving out those right hands.
One thing Golota does is he does square up right in front of his opponent. He doesn't give you a lot of angles.
Andrew Golota is throwing home run punches with almost every punch, Barry. He's got to reiterate this. He's fought a very clean fight. He promised, he said it will be a clean, tough fight. He's
making good on that so far. And he is throwing a lot of bombs, not a lot of them landing squarely.
Why wouldn't Byrd want this fight out in the center of the ring?
Byrd's a very funny fighter that way. He lays on the ropes a lot. He did it against Holyfield. He did it against Ibuchi. He's done it against a lot of people. It's very hard to understand. But he feels very, very comfortable.
Golota lost a mouthpiece and asked for a stoppage, and he gets it from Randy Neumann.
But for a moment, I gasped, thinking something weird was going to happen.
Yeah.
Pretty good right hand.
That was. Another one. Golota's getting the better of this. Not sure what that was all about.
I thought he had really stung Golota just a moment before that.
Not sure what that deep bow was. Better round for Byrd, I think.
Yeah, well, he's landing more punches, and will they impress the judges? Because Golota's are the hardest.
Punch to the back of the head after the bell.
Mild rebuke from Randy Neumann.
And Randy doing a good job of keeping the peace and figuring out what's real and what's not.
You got to move. Keep them hands up. I'll go. He ain't hitting it. And he's a big guy. He's pushing. On the end of it.
I thought it was very interesting that Chris said, "I'm not playing." There's that shot. There's the punch to the body. Now he doubles over there. It was actually from a punch to the body, doubled up. He said to his mom in the corner, "I'm not playing." Now, what I want to see here is if Chris Byrd adjusts his tactics a little.
Well, it's a very close fight, I believe. Not a close card on your card, though, however, Ron.
No, Golota is landing the more telling blows, and Byrd is except for right there. And Byrd needs to do more of that, get more to the center of the ring, land, and get out. He's been laying on the ropes, and if you're going to lay there and you're going to get hit considerably more than you throw back, you're not going to win rounds.
You know, Chris is not known as a hard puncher, but on a couple of occasions, it's looked to me like he shook a lot up.
He's a sharp puncher.
When he lands, yeah.
Yeah, he's sharp.
There's a right hand and another right hand. He caught with the second one.
Oh, boy, you better protect yourself at all times.
Byrd almost looks like, from time to time, that mentally he's drifting a little bit. I don't know if that's because Golota is so big and putting all this pressure on him even when he's not landing, or what, but there are times where he just looks like he's drifting a little bit himself.
Good body shot again. Well, he draws a warning, but that was borderline. That was pretty close.
That was not a Riddick Bowe type shot. If it was low, it wasn't by much, and I don't believe it was in the groin.
I think it was an effective shot, too.
I mean, that was a guy looking for some help in Chris Byrd's part.
Randy Neumann really didn't seem all that concerned about it, actually. The referee.
I mean, you really have the feeling that Golota opens up again. You have the feeling Chris Byrd better start getting on the gas here before this thing gets away from him.
He's out in the middle of the ring now. Let's see if he stays there. It's quite possible that when Byrd goes to the ropes, he feels like he's doing a good job of making Golota miss and that he's landing more sharp little blows inside. But he got caught there. But the judges may not see it that way.
Exactly.
You can't count on that.
There he got Byrd turned, or rather Golota turned again. That's been his best weapon.
Attack upstairs too. Hey, you gotta start throwing more punches. You hear me? You gotta start throwing that jab. Throw the jab, throw the right hand. Don't let him get on there. Don't worry about the power. You're gonna have every round. Let's go. You got it. Don't let him dictate the fight. You keep him on the ropes. You hear me? Keep him on the ropes. There's another round. You hear me? Let's take a look at some of the action now from the previous round. It's been a really good fight with intense action from the beginning. There, Byrd. That's his sharpshooting. There you see the pinpoint punching of Chris Byrd. Look at that. 4 shots. Those all landed. Started with the body, went up to the head. Nice variety of punches from Chris Byrd. Now there is that the one they called low, that right hand? That's a, you know, to me that should hardly have even drawn a warning.
No, I agree. Round 8, close fight.
But you must remember too that Golota, even though he didn't get disqualified, he was fighting Michael Grant and going along very well in the fight with Michael Grant. Remember that round? He was winning the fight rather handily, and then he got hurt and he quit. So anything is possible. But I'll say to this point, and if Andrew Golota doesn't do anything really untoward, he's helped his legacy in this fight.
I think he's fought very controlled, with the exception of that one after the bell early on. I think he's been very controlled and not gotten frustrated, even though Byrd's put a lot of effort into getting frustrated.
Another right hand causes Byrd to shake his head, say it didn't hurt.
Chris Byrd better remember that he barely escaped in his last fight against Fresno Kendo with a decision that most people don't think he deserved, and he's probably not going to get 2 freezes.
Break, no punch, step back.
Golota fighting at a very nice, almost leisurely pace. His corner wanted more out of him. There's a left hand from Byrd.
Well, the one thing I think that Sam Colonna said, which is correct, is use the jab more. Remember, it was effective in the early rounds, but he's forgotten about it in the last couple of rounds. Golota has a good jab, but he has just not been jabbing much. He's kind of fallen in love with getting Byrd in this situation up against the ropes and throwing power punches.
But again, you have the feeling that somewhere along the line, Byrd is going to have to do something other than this.
Right.
There's a good case of hit him anywhere. He hit him right on the glove.
Well, that's what I was sure was going to be Golota's strategy. Just get the glove on the body wherever you can. Byrd is certainly the sharper of the 2 punchers, and he's certainly the more pinpoint of the 2 punchers, but Golota's punches have a more thudding effect.
I don't think Chris Byrd is really helping his own cause. I mean, he's winding up trading with Golota when his back's to the ropes, but it brings up Ron, it brings up that old thing of ring generalship, and I think you can say that Golota is dictating the fight.
Golota is dictating the fight, and he's scoring much more effectively to the body than than probably most people are even noticing. You know, those shots to the side are digging in there and digging in there deep. And what Byrd has to hope is that Golotto's going to run out of gas here. But Byrd better worry about him run out of gas.
Just a little bit. Keep it up just a little bit. Man, remember, Andrew. Remember, okay? You're doing this for your kids. You hear me? Look at me. Look at me. Beat this guy. You hear me? Throw that right hand and throw it under me like this. Here, and up the middle. But you got to do it quick. You can't do it slow.
That's when his back's on the ropes.
Especially when he's on the ropes, you do this move. But you get him there. You get him there with the jab.
Water. Give me the water.
Byrd trying to use those quick punches of his, but it only takes one from Golota to discourage him. Look at Chris look for those openings. But now Golota, one shot, end of exchange. Now again, the sharper punching from Chris Byrd. Good punch to the body.
Golota has put, in my opinion at least, a couple of good rounds back to back. And again, Byrd goes right back with his back to the ropes. Starting to get, I think, a little bit antsy with Chris Byrd.
Golota continues to fight, Barry. What is, for him, a disciplined fight.
Yes, absolutely so.
But you sort of keep waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know why, but you do. I'll tell you one thing. Chris Byrd may be happy with the way he's fighting, but his mom, who's a very knowledgeable boxing person, is in his corner, and she's about ready to kill him.
That was a good counter right hand from Chris Byrd.
Yeah, he did some nice work there. A lot of people feel that Chris is a runner, you know, but they're misled that way. He's not a runner. He can stand in front of you and make you miss and make you pay. Well, he's backing up Golota. What's going on here? All of a sudden, it's Chris Byrd backing up Andrew Golota.
Golota got a shot in, but Byrd came back with two of his own.
Certainly all the critics who said this was a terrible mismatch and Andrew Golota didn't deserve to be in this fight, I think, are learning something different here, regardless of who ends up winning.
I'll tell you, Don King was really skewered in a couple of places for allowing this fight to take place and for giving Golota this opportunity, but Golota, win or lose at this point, he's back in the mix.
I think that's absolutely true. And right at this point, I think he's got as much chance to win as he does to lose. Now, this is a much better round for Byrd. We're starting to pepper Golota.
Now you've got to question if Andrew's running out of gas here. All that inactivity can take its toll in the late rounds of a fight.
Give him my piece out. Hold that down. Rinse it off. Get some water. Rinse that off. Round 10. Round 10 coming up. Got 2 more rounds.
3.
Three. With Dustin. Got 3 more rounds. He tied too.
No, I gotta suck it up. I gotta suck it up.
How you, Chris Byrd saying I gotta suck it up, and they're saying he's tired too. Let's take a look at some of the work done by these fighters in the last round. Andrew Golota with a right hand to the body. And Chris kind of took a knee almost of his own volition there.
Very similar to the last one a couple of rounds ago.
So Golota was utilizing some body work. This is what Ron Borges was talking about. May not be seen by everyone in the audience here, but those punches too mean something.
I'm not so sure, but that wasn't a knockdown.
Well, I think Golota hooked him in the back of his head and pushed him a little bit after. It was a good body shot, but I think Randy Neumann looked at it more as being pushed on him.
This is round 10. And there's your card, a 3-point lead for Andrew Golota. I have Golota ahead by 1 point.
That was a good whistling right hand by Andrew Golota. Byrd just stared back at him, but did not answer.
So far, this is the kind of fight where you could have a lot of disputing judging too.
Yes.
What do you like? You know, do you like power punching? Do you like flurries that really are scoring points but not doing a lot of damage?
Right hand from Byrd, but he did take one himself. Byrd a little bit more offensive in these last couple of rounds.
Kind of felt in that last minute of that last round, Barry, that Golota was beginning to wear down some.
And Byrd may be feeling that in the ring where you can feel the strength of the guys off the ring there. But
saw Golota take a deep breath through his mouth.
Good jabbing work. Byrd doing it out in the center of the ring there.
Saw Byrd drop to his hands again. It's the third time he's done that.
Maybe he hopes Andrew won't hit him when he does that. But given Golota's history, I wouldn't count him.
Exactly.
Break the ties.
Right in there is where Sam Colonna, Golota's trainer, wants him to throw the uppercut, but he sees indecisive with it, and he just doesn't let it go.
I really agree with you, Ron, that this is going to be a very difficult fight to judge. I think it could even come down to what side of the ring do you sit on.
Very much so.
Byrd looking to sharpshoot him. Golota's punches are getting wider and wider.
One thing Chris Byrd did for these fights, his hair, believe it or not, is shorter and braided tighter, because he believed that Kendo got a lot of points in the last fight for his hair flying when he really wasn't getting hit, and just moving his head.
He was getting that pasted down in his room today when we talked to him.
That's what that was all about.
Left hand coming off the ropes actually staggered Golota.
Rage it out good.
Let's take a look at the end of the round again. You see Golota trying to lean on him and gain an advantage, but by this time Byrd was just sharpshooting him. Golota coming in with his head there, so that was the first real series of roughhouse tactics, I think, that Golota used in the fight. But Golota, I continue to get the feeling that he was wearing down. He's fought 10 hard rounds here with Chris Byrd.
This is round 11.
Break it out of there. Step out. Don't punch. Step out.
It's been a tough fight. Whoever wins, it's been a tough fight.
still hear those punches of Golota, that thudding I talked about.
That body shot was nasty. The crowd here at the Garden really appreciating this fight after a couple where you really couldn't make that statement.
Byrd fighting at long range, doing a great job of jabbing.
Backhand him a moment ago also. Good job by Golota not to hold on that time.
Neither man yet has been seriously hurt by the other, although they both landed what I would say good, clean punches. I mean, big punches, but they've each absorbed the punches well.
One minute remaining, round 11.
Golota loading up with that right, but Byrd landing far more punches than Andrew.
Again, the crowd really liking what they're seeing here. And pretty mixed reaction from the crowd. Golota's still battling.
And that time he drove Chris Byrd to the corner. And again, Byrd just leans over and touches the canvas with his gloves.
4 times in this fight that has happened. Now there's a round that I think can go either way. Absolutely.
Last round. You got to get off first. When you get him, push him to the ropes. Hear me? Let that right hand go. Let it go. You want to win. Hear me? Nothing stupid. He's strong and big. He's not strong, he's just big. Speed on him this time. You got to stay busy. We need this round. We need this round. You understand? Double that right hand.
I think you're going to have a case when this fight is over of 2 corners, each of whom think they've won the fight.
I think you're right. They touch gloves. 3 minutes left in this one. The crowd is already on its feet and applauding. And it has. It's been a very entertaining fight. And it's been a hard fight. Golota comes out with the first punch.
Right, the first telling punches of the round are landed by Golota, who I don't know if I felt that he really had the strength left or the gas in the tank to do this in the last round.
But sometimes when you know it's your last chance, you can find something in there inside you a little deeper than people think maybe you possess.
At the same time as I watch this, I think to myself, what a shame. Andrew Golota really had something to offer in a positive sense in terms of his career to the sport of boxing. And it's only tonight that we're really seeing it in that total framework.
Yeah, regardless, it will put him right back, as you said earlier, Rich, into the picture. There's a right hand that knocked Byrd sideways.
Golota imposing his strength and imposing his will on Byrd in this final round.
Byrd trying to fight off the ropes. Golota standing right in there. Listen to the crowd here at Madison Square Garden. We asked the last fight, did either one of these guys want to be champion? Both these guys want to
Absolutely. And again, it is Golota who is getting the best of this.
But he got clocked a good one. He walked right into Byrd's best shot. And he walked through it.
Inside 1 minute remaining, and the outcome may yet be in doubt. Byrd left hand. Right hand by Byrd, the left hand by Golota. Terrific fight. This really enjoyed this one. Just listen to the crowd. I mean, this is a tough house, as we said, and they're loving it. This is a guy who's been accused of quitting in the past, but tonight there's no quitting Andrew Golota. He's coming to win this fight. Absolutely. It's in the hands of the judges.
Andrew Golota almost collapses into the arms of his cornerman. He didn't leave anything in that ring. He is spent. He gave every ounce of energy, and I think Chris Byrd did too.
What a terrific fight, and absolutely there's no loser. Somebody may win it. I'm not even sure, but then it might not be a draw. I have it even. The crowd is still just buzzing. Here is the final round action in the final round. Last round extremely close, and it could come down to the last round. Here's Golota as he has most of the night with Byrd on the ropes. Byrd spins him around. Randy Neumann, one of the few clinches in this fight compared to the one prior. An absolute different fight. Left hand there by Byrd. Golota still on top of him. Right hand by Golota. Pawing left hand by Byrd. Two gladiators absolutely giving their all in the final round, and it may come down to the final round. And the judging, I think, will be extremely interesting. Andrew Golota, in either case, is a winner tonight, and really has exercised a lot of the ghosts. And getting great support from the crowd. And they still continue to tabulate the scoring here. I think there's little doubt but that this is close. My partner Ron Borges had Golota winning this by 4 points. I had it even. And we are all going to find out right now. Here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Madison Square Garden, we go to the scorecards. Steve Weisfeld scores it 115 to 113 for Andrew Golota. Tony Paolillo scores it 115 to 113 for Chris Byrd. Melvina Lathan scores the contest 114, 114, a three-way split. It is a draw.
The fight is a draw, and I honestly can't say I'm surprised. One judge had it 2 points for Golota.
Ladies and gentlemen,
another had it 2 points for Chris Byrd. And the third and ultimately deciding judge had it 114, 114. It is a draw, and it is a fight that is worthy of being seen again. Andrew Golota is leaving the ring. And let's go to the center of the ring now. Rich Byrd is with Chris Byrd. Rich.
All right, Chris, that was a magnificent fight. These fans got their money's worth tonight, and it was close.
That's what we need in the heavyweight division. I tried sitting there and bang with a 200, almost 40-pound guy. I probably weigh 205 pounds right now. It doesn't matter, you know, I thought I stole the early rounds. He came on late. Great boy, he's a big guy, he laid on me.
Did you feel his strength and power?
Well, not even, the punching power wasn't, you know, real strong, but the size pushed me back, but I didn't use my legs enough. This time, just like with President Kendall, I wanted to fight. We had a couple of dull fights for the fans, but look at the fans, they clapping. Some may boo for me, but so what?
Chris, why did you lay with your back to the ropes, and you were willing to bang with them at close distance with your back to the ropes when many felt that the best strategy for you going in would be to be out in the center of the ring?
I do, but I tend to go to the ropes. You know, it doesn't matter. But first of all, I forgot, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for everything. He allowed me to be here tonight. He put Don King in my life to be the world's greatest promoter. I laid on the ropes. You know, go back to that. But the ropes is part of the ring. And I fought like a true champion. People say, I run and I do that. No, I'm going to sit there and fight. I fought Vladimir Klitschko in Germany, toe-to-toe with both eyes swollen. And look, I got hit way more in this fight and that fight. Both my eyes were swollen and closed. I'm not a chump. I can sit there and take punches. He didn't hurt me at all throughout the fight. Some punches kind of stung a little bit, but... I'm
sure you'd have to agree with the same assessment about your opponent here tonight, who did not leave an ounce of energy left in this ring by the time it was...
Andrew Golota came with it. You see, everybody talked about how he fouls a lot. He know going in that this is his last chance. He's not gonna foul. He's 240-pound experienced Olympian. He can fight. Don't underrate him. He can fight, but I stood there and fight. I'm 200. When I got in the ring today, I probably weighed about 202 pounds. And I sitting there and fought with him. It doesn't matter.
Well, you thought you won the fight.
Yeah, I thought I won. I thought I won enough early rounds and pulled out some rounds. He threw some big punches. It's a very close fight. It's the judge's decision. We leave it in the judge's hands. That's how they scored, and I'm pleased with it.
Let me bring Don King. Let me get him into my life here as well. And Don, this was a magnificent fight. Of course, to close out the evening, a draw. Are we going to see a rematch, do you think, between these two?
See this fight again, because this is a defining moment for Chris. I'm so very happy that he performed in the magnificent way that he performed, and I'm also very happy and proud that Andrew Golota came and fought like he fought. He fought like a yeoman, and he gave Chris what he needed to really push him to fight like he had to fight in order to survive. And so this is what really makes fights, and that's why I'm so happy that Chris had the balls to stand up and say, I want this fight, against everybody that was around him saying, don't take it, don't take it, don't take it. They had no confidence in Chris. I had confidence in Chris, and Chris had confidence in himself, and tonight he proved it, and we're going to do it again.
All right, there he is, Don King, the promoter, who in the past 2 weeks has put on 3 heavyweight title bouts, and I tell you, the last one of them was a real corker. Back to ringside.
Well, it was a spectacular fight to end the evening here after a couple that were not quite so. Chris Byrd and Andrew Golota engaging in what was a war. I mean, we overuse that sometimes in the sport of boxing. I think it's a fair assessment of what we saw out there tonight. It ends in a draw. Before we get a final word from Wally and Rod, let's go back up ringside. Rich Byrd is with Andrew Golota.
Thank Andrew Golota for making his way back to the ring. Andrew, it was a magnificent fight here this evening. You fought a great fight. Chris fought a great fight. But the decision was a draw. How did you feel about it?
I'm glad that you feel it was a great fight. But I don't know. I gotta go back to the films, see this fight again. From my point of view, I won the fight. But well, judges were different. They think different, you know. I don't know.
How were you able to attack Chris so successfully when many others have found his boxing style so difficult to go against?
I wasn't. If I would, he would be knocked out, you know. It was close. It was 12 rounds fight, you know, and the thing was, I'm not sure, you know.
Well, you fought a terrific fight, but you're certainly, even with a draw, I know you're disappointed with that because you didn't win the heavyweight title belt, but Don King said he would like to have a rematch and see you guys do it again. You came just this close. Would you like to do it again?
Even tomorrow, you know. There's no question for me, you know.
Okay.
I got to do it again.
Well, Andrew, thanks very much for a great fight here tonight. Congratulations on a fantastic effort, and we hope to see you in the ring back real soon again.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, let's go back now to ringside.
All right, thanks very much, Rich. Well, the simple fact is Andrew Golota did not win the fight. He got a draw, but he did win over a very tough house here at Madison Square Garden. We'd love to see that fight happen again. For a final word right now, let's go to my partners, Wally Matthews and Ron Borges. Guys?
My boy Ron and I got a little difference of opinion here. I thought Byrd clearly won the fight. I had it even through 6. After that, I thought he took control with a lapse in the 11th where he seemed to be tiring. But I had no doubt that Byrd won the fight on my card.
I had no doubt either. Golota clearly won the fight. To me, it was a 3 or 4 point fight. Wally saw it the other way, so I guess maybe it was
Sounds like a draw.
Golota, however, I think he really finally fought the way people thought. It wasn't great, it wasn't perfect, he has a lot of flaws, but he didn't get caught up in the craziness of his own mind. When he could have got frustrated, he didn't, and I think he'll get a lot out of this fight, and he'll probably end up getting a rematch.
He certainly redeemed himself for what he did the last time he fought here. I'm not sure he redeemed himself for the quit jobs against Michael Grant and Tyson and Lennox Lewis, but, you know, you give him credit. I just think Byrd fought a big-time fight.
I think tonight was a night where he could have quit, too, and he chose not to.
All right, Barry, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Wally. And I guess I'm that third judge. I had it 114. So the three of us saw it pretty much the way the ringside judges saw it as well. And it's a fight, as we said, that I think we all will agree we would love to see again. Wayne Braithwaite, he came up a winner tonight as he defeated Louis Azil. Unanimous decision. Had him in trouble a couple of times and came away with the win. We expect he will stay in the cruiserweight division, try to unify that. Young Eric Mitchell had a shot against Carlos Mayorga. Mayorga, remember, was a guy who was a part of a very big soap opera all day long. He came in at 155 pounds, lost the first couple of rounds, but defeated Mitchell. Then it was Prezo Kendo and John Ruiz for the WBA Heavyweight Championship, and this was a fight that, quite honestly, was a lot of clutching and grabbing and pretty much of a yawner until Ruiz jumped him in the 11th round, and the referee stopping the fight before the end of the 11th round. And then, of course, what was clearly the fight of the night in our main event, Chris Byrd and Andrew Golota absolutely went to war. One judge saw it the way of Golota, one judge saw it the way of Byrd, one judge had it as a draw. And I have an idea we'll see it all over again. That's a wrap for us from here at Madison Square Garden. For Wally Matthews.